Hey, how's it going? This is Coach Alex today, coming at you with a video on the crossover. A crossover is one of my favorite pitching drills. It really begins to teach us how to use hip drive or hip lead to get a whole lot more out of our lower half. It's an excellent drill for people of all ages, and so here we go. Here's how to do the crossover. So the first thing we're going to do with the crossover drill is have a partner that's about 45 feet down that way. It doesn't have to be super far. It can be further, maybe up to 60 feet. I wouldn't go beyond 60, and I wouldn't go much shorter than 40, 45, just because this should be a drill kind of in the middle of our throwing day, or maybe towards the tail end of it. We should be really warmed up here, and this should be a fairly intense throwing exercise. So again, first thing we're going to do, get ourselves good and warmed up. Then from there, once we're ready to begin the drill, my partner would be down that way. I'd have that ball in my glove here, and I would bring my left foot over my right foot, knees are bent. I want to be athletic here. I want to have my weight be balanced, and I should be fairly stable. It's not comfortable, but it's fairly stable. So from this position here, I'm going to bring my left knee up to my waist, and then I'm going to begin stride and throw. So as I bring that left knee up, as I bring it past my waist or past my waistband there, I'm going to fall off balance. Now, I'm going to take that off balance and I'm going to give it a direction and a purpose. So I know that if I try to stop myself here, I would have to put my foot down. Instead of putting my foot down, I'm going to let my hip continue forward and then go into my drive. The big reason that we want to do hip lead is so that we can incorporate our back leg into our motion more. So this time as I do the drill, go ahead and watch my back knee. Watch where it starts, watch where it gets to, and try to see the exact moment that I begin my drive. So one more time, here we go. Partner's ready down there, left over right, knees are bent. So, could you see when I began my drive? Hopefully you can see that my hip goes a little ways and that my back knee falls inside my foot. Once my back knee has fallen inside my foot, now I can really begin to engage that back leg and drive really hard. So hopefully you could see from those last couple times I did it, how my lower half was working, and I want to talk about kind of weight transfer, how I use my shoulders to really help my hips get out front more, and things of that nature. So first things first, when we're in this drill, when I'm left foot over right foot, my weight is leaning back a little bit. It's a little bit biased towards my back hip here. So as I bring that left leg up, I can really feel that weight shift from my back hip into my front hip. Now I want you to notice, as I have that hip shift from back to front, what the middle of my chest does and what my shoulders are going to do. So I'm crossed over again here, target is down there. As I come up and I hip shift, you can see my hip kind of kick out there, my shoulders are staying back. I'm getting a little bit of shoulder lean in there, which we don't have to do. I like to do it. It helps me keep my weight back. But one more time for you guys. Over, lift, hip out, and then shoulders back. So as I stride, I'm keeping weight over my back hip. One of the reasons that weight transfer is so important is that weight dictates how we can use our hips versus our shoulders and when certain parts of our motion begin to happen. So with this drill, if I were to cross over and not hold my weight back, but if I lift my leg, let my weight go forward right away, there's nothing over my back leg, so the chances of me driving all the way through it or getting everything I can out of that leg is very, very slim. I'd say it's almost impossible. So again, one more time here, crossed over, my weight starts back, on leg lift it stays back, and then I can drive and really get myself into a strong motion. Keeping your weight back through the entire stride process here is very, very important. So what are some of the really important things to look out for when you're doing this drill? One is that your feet are actually crossed over. I've had some kids kind of start here and say that's good enough, but it's not good enough, and I'll show you why. I can come set and lift and be completely balanced or almost completely balanced there. There's no hip lead here. There's no mechanism that's forcing me to become off balance that forces my hip to go towards my target. So make sure to begin with, we get our feet crossed over. That's why it's called a crossover, okay? Next up is weight transfer and holding that weight over the back hip. If we go through the motion here and we keep our weight over the backside, now we can drive through our back leg, really begin to understand how our lower half works in the motion, versus if I do go into the drill here and I let my weight just kind of fly forward as I go into my lift, we're not really teaching ourselves anything except for bad body control and a motion that's not going to work very well for very long. So again, one more time, we want to make sure that our feet are crossed over, we want to make sure that our weight stays back, and thirdly, on the leg lift, we want to make sure that our knee is getting past our waist. I try to shoot for like belly button height. So I'm crossed over here, get it up there nice and high to really let that hip kind of get out front. Not only is that going to help accentuate more hip action, it's also going to be a little bit more game realistic, and that when we're going into our motion, I hope most of us are getting into a pretty high leg lift, as it gives us more time to stride and complete the full motion. So wrapping up our crossover video, the crossover drill is a great way to teach us how to use our lower half in our motion. Hip lead to back leg drive are incredibly important. If those two things aren't happening, we're leaving a lot of power on the table. So this drill just kind of helps us tap into that back leg and our momentum, and gives us a lot more on the fastball, on any pitch really. So some things that are important, again, one more time, just recapping. We want to be about 40 to 60 feet away from our partner. We should be pretty warmed up now. This is an intense throwing drill. We want to have our left foot over our right foot as a righty. We want to make sure that our weight stays back, that our left knee is getting up to our belly button, and that we're striding and driving. As you're striding and driving, you want to make sure that weight stays back to get everything you can out of that back leg. You don't want to let yourself just fly forward and fly open. So this has been the crossover. My name is Coach Alex, Coach Ingram. Any comments, leave them down below. Like and subscribe is much appreciated. And we'll see you guys soon. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thanks and bye.